We're going to be talking about a few topics. One of them is what is an LPWAN. Now, LPWAN is a low power wide area network. And one of the reasons we use this particular technology is because it's very robust and it can power low powered sensors over wide area networks, which gives us the ability to take the sensors and speak over longer distance with a lower power. So the devices that we are using are all low powered by battery.
LPWAN is just the umbrella, and underneath this umbrella there are multiple protocols and standards that we can use. We decided back in 2016 to investigate what LoRa and LoRaWAN is, and actually over the last few years it actually became the standard for LPWAN technologies. And it's very simple from a technical point of view, but it's worth explaining the differences. For example, LoRa is a wireless modulation protocol, what engineers call the physical layer. LoRa and LoRaWAN is a very simple technology, and being a wireless technology and doesn't require a lot of network, is very cost effective. This is the reason why companies should look at it and actually embrace that as a technology. And is a very robust protocol because they use a specific modulation called the chirp spread spectrum, and is very resilient to interference, fading, and multipath. So LPWAN technology fits really well into the current wireless environment. If you look at what the current standards and protocols are nowadays, we go from Zigbee, Bluetooth there, or even NFC or RFID. You need to be really close to whatever reader or the gateway, and then we go from there. We go to wireless, and we can go up to 2Ks maximum. AP to AP, and clients is about a few hundred meters, and then we go to LPWAN technologies where clients, in this instance sensors, they can go far away from the gateway, about 15Ks and 20Ks. It really depends on the type of settings and the type of protocol, and this actually complemented the old picture of all the wireless protocols that are out there at the moment.
100%. And that also, the three main components here are the devices, the gateways, and the services that's tied into LPWAN.
Crucial. That builds the architecture of what an LPWAN network is, from the sensors, as Louis just said, multiple type of sensors, different manufacturers, from gateways. Actually, what they get the sensor information in, and they start processing from the network services that they monitor the sensor, as well as do security features like encryption and decryption, and then upstream data to the application.
The LoRa Alliance is one of the fastest growing alliances. This alliance is a contingency of 500 and more companies that have joined up.
When the LoRa and the LoRaWAN technology came up, there was no regulators that would actually put all the manufacturers and whoever was providing the network or whatever was providing that platform all together to actually come up with standards and regulation. So that's what LoRa Alliance is. So they go all together. So actually, the LoRa Alliance publish global parameters as well as local parameters, and Outcomex, of course, follows those parameters in order to implement best practice as we deliver the network or as we choose the sensor, for example. And that is crucial because that allows us to get the network interoperable with different providers as well as sensors, and that is really crucial.
So when we design systems at Outcomex, we try and integrate our client quite deeply, and we want to understand exactly what the client's outcome is, what they are looking for. We take those details in, and we really want to be able to create a tailor-made solution for our client, so that the outcome that they are requiring is exactly what they come. We do use a lot of vendors, and one of our main vendors that we use for this is Cisco.
We love Cisco, and Cisco do great access points, and we can build bridges, along very long distance. We go up to 10Ks.
Yeah.
And for example, it can be anything. It can be a bus. if you think of smart cities, or if you think of city deployments, you can be routers and switches on a bus. So they need to be ruggedized. They need to be, let's call it bulletproof, so that they can do the job of actually delivering the data that we're trying to extract from anything.
The way that we at Outcomex are tailoring solutions going forward is very individualized. So no matter how big or small the job is, we want to be able to show you that LoRaWAN is designed for the individual company.
Now that we talk about LoRa and LoRaWAN, we're going to talk about how we integrate the data into our platform and what we're going to do with that data.